With chapter number 8 from your economics book of grade 12, and the name of the chapter is cost and revenue analysis. And today we are going to start from revenue concepts. What is the meaning of revenue concept? Revenue means receipts or income by a firm from the sale of a product in a given period, and this again can be categorized into three parts: total revenue, average revenue, and marginal revenue. So what is total revenue? Total revenue refers to the total amount of income received by a firm by selling a given amount of its product or output. Excuse me. This is the total earnings of a firm from the sale of its total product. What is average revenue? Often denoted as AR. Average revenue is the amount of revenue earned per unit of the product sold. So it is the per unit revenue from the sale of 1 unit of the commodity. So in other words, we can say that average revenue is equal to price of the commodity. Okay, next, marginal revenue. Marginal revenue is the change in total revenue with the sale of every additional unit of the output. So what is the relationship between total, average, and marginal revenue in a perfect competition market? A firm under perfect competition is able to sell additional units of output at the ruling price. It is not required to reduce the price to sell more. This is the most important thing we have to remember in this concept, that is the perfect competition market. In order to sell more, the producers do not need to decrease the price of the commodity. Okay, so in other words, we can say here we are going to find that AR, that means price is equal to AR, and that is going to be equal to MR. So what is the behavior of and relationship between AR and MR? Since a firm under perfect competition is not required to reduce the price while selling more units of output, the average revenue is constant at all levels of output. This is because AR is the same as price. So in this table 8.3, we can see that the price is same, AR, that is the fourth column, is also same, and MR, that is the fifth column, is also the same. But you can see there is a change in column number 2 and column number 3. As the output is increasing, we are finding that the total revenue is also increasing. Since the firm can sell any quantity it chooses at this price, the horizontal line AR is called price line or demand line, facing a competitive firm. It shows that the firm under perfect competition is able to sell any amount it wishes at the given market price. So you can see the diagram also, the graphical presentation given here. We are finding that AR and MR is equal, is constant. It is denoted with a horizontal line, and we can say that it is also the demand curve, or you can say the price line also under perfect competition market. So let us study about the behavior of total revenue. What kind of curve we are going to get in total revenue, because as the outputs are getting sold, we can see that the output is also increasing and the total revenue is also gradually increasing. So total revenue curve is a positively sloping straight line from the origin, and its positive slope is constant as determined by the price or AR. TR curve is continuously sloping upwards because total revenue is increasing continuously. Right, from 0 it is starting and it is constantly going upward. So this is the relationship between the AR, MR and TR under perfect competition market. Next, we are going to know about the relationship between total, average and marginal revenue under imperfect competition market. A firm under imperfect competition market is required to reduce the price if it wants to sell more units of its product. Under such a situation, total, average and marginal revenues will behave in a particular way, which is different from their behavior under perfect competition. Okay, so here we can say that the price, already considered that the price is equal to average revenue, right? P is equal to AR. Output, as the output is increasing, you can see that TR is also gradually increasing, then it is getting constant and then again it is starting to fall. What is the MR behaving with TR? You can see that the MR was high. As the production is increasing, the MR is decreasing. As the TR became constant, you can see MR reached 0, and as the TR started falling down, the MR went to the negative point. Okay, let us see with the definition. Under such a situation, total, average and marginal revenue will behave in a particular way, which is different from their behavior under perfect competition. Behavior of total revenue under column 3, we need to watch it. In table 8.4, the total revenue increases initially but at a diminishing rate with increase in output, reaches the maximum and remains constant at that level for a while and then starts falling. This is because a producer under imperfect competition is required to reduce the price in order to sell more output. You can see in the graph also, the TR curve is originating from 0, going up, reaching its maximum, stopping there for a while, again bending downwards. Okay, what is the behavior of average revenue under imperfect competition? The average revenue falls continuously as output increases, because under imperfect competition a firm is required to reduce the price and sell more. However, AR, average revenue cannot be 0 or negative, because the price cannot be 0 or negative. So AR can go downward, AR can have a negative slope, okay, but AR can never reach 0. That is the reason why AR curve, as you can see, is coming downward drastically, but it is not touching the x-axis. The moment it will touch the x-axis, it will become 0. So it is not touching the x-axis, right? Next, behavior of marginal revenue. The marginal revenue falls continuously. Okay, as it is coming down, it is falling, becomes 0, corresponding to the 6th unit of the output. You can see the 6th unit of output means where TR is constant. When TR is becoming constant, MR is becoming 0. As the moment comes when TR is decreasing, see the graph, as the TR is starting to decrease, MR will start going in the negative point. So, why this is happening? This is because of the fact that when AR, average revenue, declines, MR, marginal revenue, must also decline at the faster rate than AR. So AR is decreasing, but MR is decreasing at much more faster rate than AR. Okay, as such, MR curve lies below AR curve at all levels of output. At all levels of output, we are going to find under imperfect competition that MR curve is below AR curve. What is the relationship between TR and MR? Okay, the relationship we can sum it up by the following points. What are the following points? Point number 1, when total revenue increases with an increase in output, marginal revenue is positive over this range. Point number 2, when total revenue is maximum and therefore is constant for a while, marginal revenue is 0. Okay, when total revenue falls as quantity increases, the marginal revenue is negative over this range. Thus, as TR goes from a positive to a negative slope, MR curve goes from a positive value to the negative value. Okay. Next, what is the relationship between average revenue and marginal revenue? As long as AR is falling, marginal revenue must be less than average revenue for every level of output. Thus, under imperfect competition, marginal revenue is always less than the average revenue or price. The reason for this is that when price is reduced to sell an extra unit, price is reduced not only for the additional unit but for all the units to be sold. Okay, when negatively sloping AR curve is a straight line, the MR curve is also a straight line, but the rate of fall in MR curve will be twice as much as the rate of fall in AR curve. Hopefully you understood. Thank you.